Hello, Virgo. Welcome to Dove and Serpent Tarot. My name is Paul. If Virgo is your sun, moon, or rising sign, this is your tarot card reading. Remember to hit the like button, leave a comment. Consider subscribing to the channel, especially if this reading resonates with you. If there is anything you would like me to pray over, or meditate upon, or send positive energy toward, please let me know. Now, this is a general reading, so try to be open and receptive to whatever may come through during our time together. I am merely the messenger, and I ask you to connect directly with each of these cards and use your own intuition to take you beyond the details that I provide. And remember, Virgo, that the most important part of any tarot reading is you. And here we have a Knight of Cups. You're someone who is trying to devote your life to your passion, right? I feel like you have a lot of creative energy. I feel like you have a lot of love for a particular way of life, or a particular way that you want your life to be. See, the Knight of Cups is always looking at the future, right? Ready to begin something that isn't necessarily for a material reason, right? It's not necessarily for the money or for the actual product, but it's for the experience. It's for the feeling, right? So looking into the future and seeing what? Seeing the Ten of Cups, seeing emotional fulfillment, seeing the future, not the color of the wallpaper, not the type of carpet, not the furniture in the room, but what kind of vibe that room has. Who's in the room with you? How does it feel, right? This is somebody that cares more about how the future feels than what it looks like, right? So appearances, yeah, appearances matter, but you go beneath the surface. Whether this is romance, whether this is your career or your art or just life generally, right? I think that you're looking for the deeper experience, how you want your life to feel down the road. And that determines how you are kind of functioning in the present moment, okay? The choices that you make right now are affecting how the future is going to feel, yeah. And I think that you're looking for emotional fulfillment more than physical or financial fulfillment. Now, of course, we need the finances too, right? But I think the emotional fulfillment means more. Let's put this card into a little bit of context. Let's see what you're doing. Let's see what your challenges are and what your future might hold, okay? We're going to use okay. Well, now we have a Queen of Pentacles. So this, I think that this is showing emotional fulfillment as well as material success. Yeah. So you got both. I think that is perfect. So whether this is a hobby or a passion project, it's really going to pay off in a big way for you. Okay, let's keep going. There's the Ten of Cups, of course. We're going to get the Ten of Pentacles too. We have the Hanged Man. We have the Seven of Pentacles, okay, and a Seven of Swords. So there is more work to be done. Okay, here we have the Wheel of Fortune, but you're getting some assistance from Spirit, yeah? You have the Four of Wands, Five of Wands, and Four of Pentacles. That's wonderful. Yes, I can see that this is an emotionally driven life for you. It's passionate. Whatever your desired goal is, whether it's a home or a creative launch or even a romantic relationship, a commitment kind of thing, it's going to happen. And I think that the internal emotional aspect of it, the fulfillment, the sense of satisfaction, the sense of accomplishment means more to you than the material success. Though the material success is coming as well. Okay? That might take a little bit more time. See, the Earth cards move slower than the rest of the tarot, right? So we have fire moving very fast. We even have the water moving very fast. The Earth is taking a little bit more time to develop, okay? But it is also coming. Yeah. Let's select our mystery card, bonus card, confirmation card. This is a random card from the Smith-Waite Tarot. This is the factor infinite and unknown. We're going to set it down right over here with our little sea turtle friend right on top. And now, we're not going to look at that card until the very end. It will tie everything together, and it will give us the confirmation that we need at the end of the reading, okay? If at any moment during this message you feel like you might know what that card might be, put your prediction in the comments section below the video. Now, as we look around the room, we do see two major arcana energies: the sacrifices, the yielding, the acceptance, the surrender to everything that you cannot control. Okay? And that's also the Wheel of Fortune. The Hanged Man is surrendering to the wheel, saying there's a divine timing at work here, and the Hanged Man says, I can't control that. If I want this to work, I have to accept the opportunities that are presented to me. I feel like you know that the universe is going to put the right people, places, and things on your path when and where you need them. The Hanged Man is saying, whether I'm ready or not, I've got to engage with those things. I've got to take advantage of those. I think that this is emphasizing that, really saying yes now to the opportunities and to the doorways that open for you, the green lights that you get. Saying yes to all those things is going to cement your progress, your blessings, okay? I feel like your long-desired goal is going to start materializing very soon. I feel like there's a very important moment coming, I would say in the next month or two. I feel like by the end of September, a real significant breakthrough is going to happen for you. And the physical success is going to start to happen more quickly. Right now, you're kind of looking at it as if this is something it's very artistic, or it's very passionate, or the emotional fulfillment is it's there. Your commitment to it is there. But it feels like the physical side of things is not developing as fast, okay? And I think that you're going to have both the emotional fulfillment and the material success, okay? I want you to subscribe to the channel if you're going to claim this reading, because this is really, really good. The first two cards, amazing. To have a Knight, right? A Knight of Cups, ready to start something new. And then, of course, the Queen of Pentacles, that is kind of like your future self looking back. So the Knight is the present moment looking forward, and the Queen is the future, kind of looking back at the present moment, okay? So I feel that you're aware of both of these goals for you, the physical, financial maybe, right? It's kind of like when you choose self-care, you choose self-love, you choose to get healthy. It feels good. It feels rewarding. It feels fulfilling. It feels satisfying, right? The physical side effects, you look younger, you have more energy, you're going to live longer. That's kind of like a secondary thing. The emotional part really for you, I think, comes first, okay? Let me also state, well, let me ring the bell, because this is one of your superpower cards. So you have this ability to understand the past in a very practical way, okay? Because just as the Knights are looking into the future, the Queens are looking at the past, right? And so you're able to look at the past and see all the ups and downs and twists and turns of your life, okay? And I think that you're walking away from things, or the way you're processing your history is with practical wisdom. It's kind of like what you've gained from your past and from your history is kind of like knowing how to do things, and being kind of physically self-sufficient, yeah. And so the Knight of Cups looking into the future, I think that you have been focusing on a life that is fulfilling and rewarding on a higher plane than just something that makes money, okay? Now, I don't know if you have something like if you're moving to a new home, or if this is some kind of a creative thing. I do see the Four of Pentacles at the end relating in some way to your home or where you live. And I think that this is going to materialize by the end of the year, even though there is a significant breakthrough coming in September. Okay? And I think this is a very powerful combination of cards. Yeah. The way that you're approaching this is like you're not prioritizing the material product or goal or the material reward. You're prioritizing the feeling tone, how you want your life to feel. And I think when you're focused on that and with that kind of, it's like an artist who's focused on the passion and the creativity, the money will come. If your heart's in the right place, the physical world will sort of align with you. And I feel like that's really what's happening now, especially because you have the two cards of synchronicity, right? Because you have the divine timing and the human timing. You've got both of these cards. So to me, that is a very significant omen, right? That's saying, there's going to be one rapid progress because it feels like your timing is going to be in sync with the universe, okay? And I think more doors are going to open for you, more green lights are going to show up, and those are the things you have to say yes to, okay? Because that is really going to stabilize the future for you and really like cement that long-term goal that you have, okay? Which again feels like it may be something about, a home or the establishment of some kind of a headquarters or like a business or something. I feel like there's some physical location that you're trying to manifest, okay? And it's interesting too because, I feel like you are going to achieve that, physical goal. But the Knight of Cups is really concerned about what's inside that building. How much love is in there? How does it feel to be inside of that? Okay. So you have really, really wonderful cards. The 10 of Cups here underneath the surface, I think that your bliss, your satisfaction, your contentment, your fulfillment of life is more important to you than the material goals. And I think that whatever you're doing right now in life, it feels satisfying just to be on the path, and I think that the satisfaction that you feel is kind of coming before the material rewards. Like I said, the earth energy moves slower, okay? And this is a card of satiety. This is a card that is saying there is a contentment and there is a peace and there is an interconnectedness in everything that you're doing. Okay, whether this is a creative work again, or it's something career related or whatever it doesn't matter really. And that's, I think, the point. It doesn't matter what you're doing. What matters is how you're doing it and why. And the why, that is this. That's the Knight of Cups looking forward to the 10 of Cups. That's kind of who you are, where you are, and what you're doing down the road. And you're living in bliss. And you feel satisfied, right? And so this under the surface is sort of suggesting that that you know how you want your life to feel. And you've already set off on a path in life that will establish this. And whether this is family, whether this is like a dream come true, this is like a picture perfect life, this is how it feels, what it looks like. What the color of the wallpaper is. Maybe that's stuff that you're not so concerned about. You say, yeah, whatever it's gonna be, it's gonna be, So this is a really powerful combination. And I think that true happiness, true fulfillment is very, very real for you right now. And I think that you're gonna experience this, probably already are experiencing some form of this, even as you continue to do the work and wait for the material energy to sort of, to catch up to where your heart is. Do you know what I mean? So the 10 of Cups underneath is very, very positive. The Hanged Man in the background, like we said, this is a path that's already required a lot of sacrifice, a lot of surrender. I think that you have been taught a lot of lessons in acceptance, And it's kind of in a way, this is maybe one particular incident that the Queen of Pentacles is looking backwards at. And it's a challenging situation. It's one where you kind of had to surrender or acquiesce or let go of something, right? Kind of surrender to the process, surrender to the flow of the universe, something that was outside of your control, right? And the Queen of Pentacles looking back at this period of time, maybe, and really understanding in a practical way what it taught you, what you learned from it, what skills you're taking away from that. Okay, maybe this was for instance, a period of time where you really were kind of living a very lean lifestyle, you know, really tightening your belt, really controlling your spending, really trying to abstain from a lot of things. And so, you know, it's you've had to deny yourself a lot of things that you otherwise would have enjoyed, right? But the Queen of Pentacles is, in a way, yourself right now, looking back at that long and winding road, looking at the ups and downs and twists and turns, and being very satisfied that you made the sacrifices that you did, because that's what brought you to this very moment. So if it weren't for all of those ups and downs and twists and turns, you wouldn't be right where you are today. Okay? So kind of looking back at our past suffering and thinking, realizing, understanding, kind of feeling it in your bones that that was all necessary. It sucked at the time, but it was all for a very good reason, right? It was all leading you somewhere. And I think now that you're here, you're able to, I think you're able to prioritize your well-being, prioritize your true satisfaction in life, okay? Because you're not doing things for the material reward. It's kind of like if you follow your passion, the money will come. If you follow your heart, the physical world will follow you, okay? But the Seven of Pentacles at the top here, and it seems as if there is a perception that things could get a little bit better physically, you know, financially maybe, right? And I think that there is the material success side of this and the emotional fulfillment side, okay? The emotional fulfillment, I think there's no question, this is bliss. Whatever you're doing, maybe you're an artist, a musician, something like this. But the material side of it could be better. I mean, it could always be a little bit better, right? So this is the awareness, though, that things are growing, just not as fast as you would have liked, okay? And that's then there's nothing wrong with that. What it just means is that there's more work for you to do, okay? The Seven of Pentacles and the Seven of Wands together, it's kind of like this fire and earth combination. This is how you're manifesting, and it kind of feels as if you've been banging your head against a wall for a little while because there's something maybe financially that just isn't kicking in yet. And that's what I think the breakthrough is going to be, right? I think your long-term goal, everything is on track. Everything is going to be just blissful and fulfilling, and it's going to be wonderful. It's going to be a dream come true. There's a significant material or financial breakthrough that's going to happen very soon, I think the next month or so. And that's kind of where the blockage is going to clear, okay? And I don't know if this has to do with the money regarding the venue or the home or the space that you're trying to buy or whatever the Four of Pentacles is, but it feels like something's kind of blocking that material success at the moment, but that blockage is going to clear, okay? It's going to be something that is going to accelerate the progress. And I really feel with this Wheel of Fortune that the reading or the spread is emphasizing that you say yes right now to something, okay? Saying yes to whatever is going to clear this. And it's, in a way, it's kind of going back to our Knight of Cups, because the Knight of Cups, remember, is all about how we begin something. And so I feel like maybe, now, as we look at the spread here, let's keep in mind that we have our majors, we have fire and fire and fire, we've got some water, we don't have any air cards, okay? We don't have any air cards, so I feel like you are saying yes to everything. You're saying yes to your heart, okay? If we saw some swords cards here, I might start to wonder if this is something you feel in your heart, but because you're thinking, well, there's some financial roadblocks, maybe I can't do it, right? I feel like you're saying yes anyway. I feel like you're saying, I'm going to do it. The financial stuff will figure itself out. We'll cross that bridge when we come to it. You know, I want you to put yes in the comments. If you're doing this anyway, even when you're sort of looking up at the Seven of Pentacles and thinking, there's some roadblocks here. You know, it's like you want to start your business, but there's some financial things that need to kind of clear. And sometimes seeing that in front of you, these two, right, the blockage, seeing that there's a little bit of an obstacle might be enough for somebody to say, well, no, I'm not going to do it. But I think that you care about this so much and you believe in yourself so much. You love yourself so much. And I think you've already made a lot of sacrifices for this, that you're saying, yes, I'm going to keep doing it, even if there is a material obstacle or a financial roadblock in front of you. Okay? And that's the Seven of Wands. This is somebody who is not going to quit. This is somebody that will continue to go up against an obstacle until they figure it out, until they overcome that obstacle, climb over it, dig underneath it, go around it, smash through it, whatever you got to do. So if there is some financial aspect of this that you're kind of concerned about, it's not really showing in the cards. I don't feel the concern. I feel like it's just, I'm just going to keep hammering away at it until I figure it out. Okay? So there's really there's a drive here. It's a very strong kind of driving force. Yeah. And I think the breakthrough that you're looking for is going to happen in a month or two. I feel like by the end of September, really. Yeah. Let's say by autumn. Okay. Now, on the path of the serpent, we're going to talk about these cards. And do me a favor, hit the subscribe button. Okay? If you're ready for that breakthrough, hit the subscribe button. I guarantee something good's going to happen for you. The Wheel of Fortune is your general energy. And I think you know it too. I think you know that this is something that as soon as the divine timing sort of aligns, as soon as things really sort of come into the proper configuration, everything's going to click. So it really is a matter of you just continue to follow your heart, continue to do your thing passionately, with love, with the right priorities, and the Wheel of Fortune will start to turn in your favor. It maybe feels like some aspect of this is, well, it kind of feels like you're at the bottom of the wheel, you know, between the rubber and the road, and maybe that's the financial part of it, okay? Maybe this is something that you, like maybe you're maybe you're a painter or you're a writer or something like this, and you're doing it for your love of writing. But you really need something to sell to, you know? You really need that financial part to kick in, to catch up with you, to kind of, you know, help you out in that way. So I feel like the Wheel of Fortune is you knowing that any day now, it's going to happen. It's going to happen, right? I feel like you believe in this. This is a card of growth, a card of expansion, a card of prosperity and profit and abundance. It's a Jupiter energy, right? And it's also a card of divine timing. So it's kind of like you can't predict when the financial energy is going to start flowing. Can't predict it, can't force it, can't force the wheel. All you can do is live courageously, live beautifully, live passionately, and perform your work or your art with a certain trust that if you keep living authentically and doing that work from your heart, because see, I see the Knight of Cups as somebody who's like giving their gift to the world and saying, I'm just giving, and maybe this is about romance, maybe this is about love. Okay? Maybe you've been out there just kind of being yourself and pursuing things authentically, giving the gift of your love to the world, and saying, eventually it's going to come back to me in a very like physical, practical way. You know, like with the right person for you. Let's just say if it's romance, right? It doesn't have to be. Put your pitchforks away. But that's kind of the idea here, okay? And maybe this is your art, your creativity. This is just your love, your gratitude. Sending love out to the universe and having faith, hope, and trust that it's going to come back to you. And it's going to sort of, you know, it's going to make up for all of the sacrifice and all the suffering that you've endured. And I feel like it really is about that priority. It's kind of like you're not worried, right? You're just doing what you do because it's what you do. right? The Knight of Cups is the painter that paints, the writer that writes, the dancer that dances, right? The singer who sings. And there's just simply an awareness that things are going to happen the way they're supposed to, So there's no fear here at all. Yeah. Type destiny in the comments if this feels like it's for you. You're trusting the divine order. You're letting go. The Hanged Man is letting go with love. Okay, and I think that you feel you're trying to concentrate, try to focus on just the absolute bliss of doing what it is you love to do. And just having this kind of trust that things are going to work out. Yeah. So this is your general energy. Now, in the position of your environment or in your relationships, something is coming together for you. So the way that this blockage might be cleared is through, I believe, some sort of cooperation or some sort of a conclusion or some closure. I almost feel like you're closing a deal or something, right? I feel like the circle is completing, right? And something is connecting. I feel like something is coming together, so it feels like you're closing on a house, honestly, right? That's the impression that I get, because it's kind of like the circle is trying to close, and once it closes, that's like done deal. Okay, I don't know what this is. Maybe in a very practical way, it is you closing on a house. It's you trying to secure the loan. It's you trying to complete a process. Okay. And so I feel like there's been a lot of obstacles in that process. Maybe this is connecting with the right publisher or sorting out a contract, okay? Because this is a card of completion. It's saying whatever you've been trying to do, that there's been a blockage there, roadblocks, some obstacles, it's going to happen. So maybe like you were on the edge of on the verge of a contract or something, or some kind of a solid agreement, and something got in the way, right? Something sort of canked the deal. It's going to work out. And I believe that's probably the breakthrough that's going to happen toward September, the end of September. Okay? That's when something is really going to kick into high gear. And whatever that closure or conclusion or agreement is, or let's say I don't know if it's the implementation of a new system, or like something is being completed, okay? That's going to fast track your success on the material plane. The artistic side of things, the emotional side of things, fine. It's all, no worries there. This is about the physical manifestation of that deep love, that purpose, okay? Because you know that you're fulfilling your sacred destiny. And it would be nice if there was some, if you got a little bit of money for it too to pay the bills. Something like that, right? And at least that's how we're interpreting some of this earth energy. But it's really, there is the material side of things and there is the emotional side of things, okay? And the material side is, I think, what Spirit is focusing on now, especially with the Four of Wands, because for one, this is wands, it's fire, it's creativity, it's art, it's willpower, it's your intention. And then it's also a 4. And 4 is the number of the earth. So in a way, you're here going from fire to earth here. Just as you were going fire to earth here, but there was a blockage. Your creative will and the material manifestation of it. Something didn't come together. But here, you're completing the circuit. It's an electrical circuit of creation, okay? And so to me, this is really saying that you're making the connection. Things are coming into alignment. Things are going to happen. The manifestation is going to work. The material world, physical world manifestation of this is going to crystallize, okay? The card that you don't want is the 5 of Wands. This is the fear, worry, concern, and this is a lot of fight and nothing to show for it. This is a lot of work, no reward. This is dysfunction and disharmony. Okay? And I think Spirit's trying to tell you that you need to say yes, and you need to surrender to the universe, and go with the flow of the world around you, and not be contrary, not try to go against the grain, and not try to argue or fight or be difficult with the universe, you know? And it's like I said, Spirit's putting the right people, places, and things on your path when and where you need them. The Five of Wands would be you disagreeing with that and trying to make demands of the universe and say, no, I don't want those people, places, and things on my path right now, maybe later or tomorrow. Don't put them there, put them over here. And so kind of just being difficult with things that aren't really your place to dictate, you know? I feel like you got these movers, right, that are bringing all of your stuff into the house. You moved, you hired the big moving vans, you know? And the people are bringing your furniture in and you're just telling them where to put everything. Or you're kind of like, but you're doing it too much, you know? You're like telling them, well, put that there. No, I changed my mind, put it over there. You're saying, can you come back after lunch? I'm really not ready for you to bring my stuff to my house yet. And it's a little bit much, right? That's the Five of Wands. So it's kind of like, let things unfold and you try to go with the flow of things as much as you can, and don't try to control things that are not really your place to control. You can't dictate where Spirit puts people, places, and things on your path, right? So there is that falling back to that trust aspect. You have to trust that this person that comes into your life, they're meant to come into your life when they do, and not yesterday and not tomorrow, but right now when it's happening, okay? Even if you're not prepared, even if you're not ready, even if you say, can you come back after lunch? No, they're here now, okay? And that's kind of the thing. Like you could start a fight and try to argue with the universe and change things around, but it's more a matter of you engaging with what is happening in your life on its own terms, not trying to change the terms. Yeah, okay. The Four of Pentacles as your destiny here, this is the solidification of your will. This is a financial safety, security, and stability. This is kind of telling me that whatever you're waiting for in the financial realm or the physical realm, the material world, is going to crystallize, and it's going to create a very solid foundation for you where you can, it's kind of like, it's a platform where you can reach for the stars, okay? So it's a very good base, it's a very good foundation, and it's going to allow you to build and expand. Okay, so maybe this is a business, maybe this is your career in art or music or your writing or something like this. But whatever the breakthrough is, that it's solidifying some kind of a deal, or it's like you closed on the house, right, or something like that. That's kind of giving you like your home base. That's creating a very solid foundation, maybe a financial foundation, that you'll feel a lot of relief, a lot of safety and security in that. And it'll allow you to explore and to continue kind of expanding this thing for you, right? So that you feel like you've reached a very secure baseline. Yeah. And from there you can expand and grow and you can continue the journey forward. Yeah. And I think there's another very significant thing that is a kind of a larger goal happening by the end of the year. That's really going to depend on this breakthrough that's happening in September. And so saying yes right now, kind of really trying to honor this energy for the next few weeks, is going to allow this breakthrough to happen. Even if when it happens, you're not really going to like the timing of it, maybe, right? Because this is the card of human timing, and this is the card kind of fighting against that. So when this starts to happen, just don't resist it. Don't make it more difficult than it needs to be, okay? That seems to be the message. Yeah. And if you claim this reading, hit the thumbs up. Yeah. Subscribe to the channel. Tell me you claim it in the comments, okay? Let's look at the mystery card. I fully expect this to be the Ten of Pentacles, right? Or we might get the Empress. I feel like maybe a 6 of something, but I kind of feel the Ten of Pentacles here. If you have a prediction, put that in the comments beneath the video. Let's see what we have. a Five of Pentacles. Okay. Five of Pentacles is, in a way, related to this, 5 and a 5. Don't make things more difficult for you. Why is Spirit reinforcing this message? To tell you to stop, like, tinkering, stop meddling, stop interfering, stop trying to dictate things that you shouldn't really or don't even need to try to control. It's kind of like, almost like Spirit's way of saying, just stop. Like you're making things more tough for yourself. Okay? The fives, to me, are the five-fingered hand, right? Reaching out into the world and trying to move stuff, grab stuff, manipulate stuff. This might be really a message that says, no, you're kind of like, you're being told to not reach out and try to do everything, but let the things come in and then you can respond to them. Does that make sense? So when something arrives, you're not going to say, no, get out of here. I'm supposed to come to you, right? This is kind of like, let it come in and then, and respond to it whatever the appropriate way is. This is kind of a card that is reaching out, trying to influence the world. This is too active of an energy. Okay? So I think Spirit really wants you in a more receptive state. Yeah. So it's kind of like, continue to do what you do because you love it, right? And I feel like the offer or the email or the person is going to come to you. So it's like if you're waiting for the house to close or the deal or whatever to close on the house, don't keep reaching out and trying to force it. Sit back, just keep doing what you do, and they will respond. They will send something to you. Okay? It's like, don't send another text message to that person. Don't send another email asking about the house or the loan or the job. It's kind of like the ball's in their court a little bit, and they're going to send something to you. Yeah. Otherwise, it feels like you're kind of making things more difficult. It's kind of almost like the more times you ask, the more of a delay there will be. So it's kind of like you just got to sit back and just let it happen, and maybe you're getting a little impatient. Okay? But I think there is kind of this energy of don't try to force the issue. Just keep doing what you're doing for the right reasons. Things are going to work out. Okay. Now we're going to do an extended reading. If you want to stick around, we'll do an I Ching hexagram. We'll do some oracle cards. There is a link in the corner, and there's a link down below in the video description. New readings for Virgo on Mondays and Thursdays. Be sure to watch both readings. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't yet. Leave a comment and let me know where in the world you are watching from. I want you to know that you are the most important part of Dove and Serpent Tarot. I thank you and I love you. And we are all in this together.